Texas 95.7, the Armadillo and Craig Vaugh with you in the studio. Time for WRCA Ranch Radio, presented by New Generation Supplements with Lehman Wall back in the studio and Casey.
Jeremiah Johnson.
Casey Hooper over here, who's, they did fix the air conditioning last night, so.
I went into the yak.
Lehman can't even look at her.
Look at me. I went into the. It is so freaking cold here. I am like freezing. And we were in Waurika, Oklahoma at the Chamber of Commerce. It was not Chamber of Commerce weather. It was freezing. So I went into business with Lehman, and we went in the yak business. And as I was driving to Waurika, I saw one loose. And I pulled over and looked, because it's cold.
A yak.
Snowing.
Did you skin him there on the side of the...
Yeah.
No, and it was like this hairy, looked like the top knot of a yak. I get up to it, and the back of it looked like a sewer thing that you hook your RV up to. And it was like a shell. Wasn't our yak. It wasn't 1-2.
Wasn't the escaped yak.
But
What was going on?
was what they called an armadillo. And it was like God messed up. He started out with this and then decided to make
He didn't
this.
know what... He's like, just throw this thing together. I need another animal. Is
Its
that what you
belly
think?
was so hairy that I thought it was one of our top knots on those yaks there in the ditch. But it's been so cold everywhere we've gone
Yep.
that it's hard for me to shake all this off. I'm like really, really cold. Why aren't you?
You got your long johns on underneath all that?
I do, and I also captured these crickets. We roped crickets. They were attacking our yaks.
I'm having hot flashes. Apparently,
Yeah,
I'm not feeling the need to be.
Naturally warm-blooded.
Just
Well, I don't know
warm-blooded.
about all you guys out there, but it's been way cold, and I'm just tired of it. I'm looking for my yaks everywhere I go. But so Waurika Chamber of Commerce.
Do we have an
don't
over-under on
even
how
know
long
where
she
to-
makes it?
I don't know what to. I don't know where to.
What are you talking about? I'm ready to go. I'm
You
freezing. Come
never.
on.
Waurika Ranch Rodeo, yep.
Waurika.
in Waurika, Oklahoma.
Do you know where Waurika is?
In Oklahoma.
Kinda is in Oklahoma, but you go. It's like between as a cricket flies there.
Texas.
It's kind of
Stan, it's not in Texas.
it's in between Wichita Falls, the coldest place I've ever been in my life.
Oh yeah, Wichita's
Yeah.
burnt.
I
The
actually-
humidity.
Yeah, I had
Makes
to
it
get
cold.
out and put some cardboard in front of my radiator. I was like, what the heck?
At least
Not
we have a
today.
dry
It's that cold. We have a dry
cold.
cold.
And then you go about another 30 miles.
Are you
north,
sweating literally? You want to take that off? You're making me sweat. My palms are sweating.
And it sits in Oklahoma.
Is your neck getting itchy?
But well, you go through Texas. It's not far from Texas. It's right on
You
that
start in
Texas,
Texas if
Oklahoma.
you're in
You're
Texas.
standing in the Red River.
You start in
can throw
Missouri.
a rock and hit Waurika.
Well, it's so cold there that the armadillos die. I didn't know what that creature was. I thought it was our yak.
He morphed due to that cold weather.
I don't think his belly's okay. Did you know how hairy they were? Anyway, so we had a great rodeo. It was a 2-day rodeo. It was Friday, one go. Saturday, new teams, another go.
How many total ranch teams?
13. 13 each night.
Oh, so 26 total.
Yeah.
That's a big competition.
And it ran off quick.
Yeah.
But the crickets were huge. The grasshoppers.
You have a cricket roping, you said?
I
A
roped
jackpot
some.
cricket roping?
Well, they were attacking our yaks.
What is this deal with the yak?
I don't know. You're in business with me.
You're in business with her. You don't know?
I'm a silent partner.
You named that one that you
I'm
had
a
to put
silent
in your
partner.
living room because it was so cold, and you named him Gig'em. I'm like, well, who names that? Okay, whatever. So we did have some winners there, obviously.
Had a winner.
Well, we had top hand and top
Oh, yeah,
horse
okay.
as well.
We'll throw them a bone
Yep.
too.
So I'm going to start with the trend. So with top hand
Top hand.
went to Waylon Davis. This might not be the first time you've heard of his name. He's pretty good cowboy.
Pretty handy. Pretty
Off
handy.
of EC Cattle and Mule Creek Ranch. And then Top Horse, sponsored by,
Horse lick.
Ta-da!
yeah. And they need to come up with a soup that kills crickets.
There you go. Cricket lick.
And so the luck,
Cricket lick.
the cricket lick. I feel like I got
Crick-a-lick. Crick-a-lick. Danielle, you just come up with your new product, R&D, research and development right here.
Right.
And
Top
that
horse.
top horse was ridden by Trip Townsend off of Sandhill McMillan. And it's TRR, which we went over this. TRR stands for,
Do you remember?
No.
okay? It's TRR, Lucky Hometown. So they,
TRR.
The ranch
Lucky
rodeo.
Hometown.
Lucky hometown.
so they call him Bum. I'm just kidding. Tongue River Ranch produced
I got you.
bloodline.
Tongue River Ranch.
See, would you like
Pepto.
to go over those event winners? Or
Yeah,
would you like me to?
I
Because
can do
my
it.
ears are
I can do it.
freezing.
I can do it. I can
I
contribute
got like
something.
frostbite right here. Hey, before we go,
Yeah.
Jake, I say Baca, but it's Bacha, cut his hair. See,
What?
last time we were on the
You
radio,
gave
we
him so
talked
much
about
fits that he
his
cut his
long
hair.
hair.
Yep.
I didn't even recognize him. He was freezing too.
He was so destroyed by Casey
Yeah, that's right.
making
he
fun
wasn't.
of him that he
I
had
don't
to
even
cut
think
his
he
hair.
heard it.
You know how much influence you have over
Well,
people?
I'm just doing this for all of our people out in the West that don't have air conditioning.
You may do the winners?
I would
The
like for
events?
you to, starting
Okay.
with the bronc riding.
All right, I wasn't there, so I'm just
Oh, well.
helping Casey Hooper out on this one a little bit. I did study this. You'd be proud of me.
That's good.
Yeah. So look, we talked about. She mentioned EC Cattle being the winning team. They finished
My Bible
third in 3 events, a 6th and an 8th. By the way, just so everybody knows
Good
how
solid,
that
yeah.
fell out. So bronc riding, which Waylon is that bronc rider for those guys there at EC Mule Creek. 6th in the bronc riding, okay, which that doesn't. We're not dissing on Waylon a little bit. Tough. Out of 26 teams, there are only 5 no scores in the bronc riding over the 2
That
days.
was with a score of like a 73.
74.
Or 74. I believe.
74.
And it was,
So-
it was pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty tight.
So that's a close deal there. Kudos to Waylon for getting those points. Wild cow milking, first was Wilson Cattle, second Bonds, third right there EC Mule Creek. Sorting, as we've always generally seen, can be a little bit of a sore spot at our rodeos, depending
Mhm.
on the cattle. Sorting can be a rough
Oh, yeah.
event just because you never
Like
know
an
what's going to
eliminator
happen.
event.
There you go,
Mhm.
the eliminator. So there were a lot of no times in the sorting, but Sandhill McMillan was able to get first in that event.
It was fast.
Yeah, really felt like under 30, I think.
Yeah, and I can see why Hometown Lucky Boy, TRR, Lucky Hometown, that was where he proved his pudding.
So Trip probably sorted,
He
right?
did.
Yeah,
He did, and it was pretty slick.
pretty fun to watch, I imagine. O'Quinn and Burham were second. Third was EC Mule
And
Creek.
O'Quinn was up on Friday night. So they're kind of, you're going off on Saturday night. Those teams come in and kind of know how to adjust their trigger a little bit.
Mhm.
But because Fridays, they're one and done.
Yep.
So then Saturday teams come in, they look at the times and they kind of gauge. So it was kind of tough both nights. So yeah, O'Quinn was up Friday
Kudos
night.
for those guys.
Mhm.
They came good.
And
Okay.
so, yeah,
So doctoring, Smith Cattle was first, Circle M8 second. Third was Wilson Cattle. EC Mule Creek came in 8th in that event. And again, it was a real tight scoring. The runs were all real fast in that event. Branding, first place, Thompson Ranch, second/W. Third, we go back to EC Mule Creek.
so out of those events that we mentioned, the branding, all those teams were up Saturday. And then if you go up to bronc riding, 2 out of those 4 placings on top 4 were split Friday night and Saturday. So it was a hodgepodge of stuff, which means it was an even rodeo, which
Mhm.
means it ran pretty smooth both nights.
Did we hit on second and third overall?
No.
No, we have not done that yet.
Nope.
Shoot. Okay. I think I let the cat out
You
of the
did.
bag.
That's
on
all right.
that. Sorry, everybody. Rewind.
Killed the suspense.
Let me look.
Killed it.
Let me look for
Killed it.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Casey, it is
got
hard to
got it.
find good help.
Got
I
it, got it,
apologize.
got it.
I was
So
screwed it
third
all up.
place, Wilson Cattle. Second place, Sandhill McMillan. And first place, who we're going to talk to today, is EC Cattle and Mule Creek Cattle.
Excellent.
Yep, and we're going to talk to Nathan Carter. And Slick had a good rodeo. Reese Clark, Waylon Davis, and Jeff
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Are we calling Nathan? Is that who you
We
said?
are calling Nathan. You're calling Nathan.
We'll take a quick commercial break, and then we'll get him on the phone. All right. Where you going?
Commercial break. Guess what, everybody?
Are we still rolling, Stan?
Yeah, we're
Are we
rolling.
getting this?
We're
Okay,
rolling.
all right.
I'm just knocking off the first layer.
I know she's got
Get that fan in here. Support team. Come on.
I'm not weakening.
We'll be right back.
Flies are a big problem for your horses. Get control with Horse Lick supplements, fortified with Clarify Larvicide, the first and proven leader in feed-through fly control. Proven more than 96% effective at reducing fly populations. Clarify Larvicide controls 4 species of flies to protect your horses. Not only will you rest easy knowing that you're combating flies with the latest technology in fly control, you'll also be supplementing your horses with the added nutrients they need to live their best life. Learn more about Horse Lick supplements with Clarify Larvicide at horselick.com. That's HORSLIC.com.
And we got him on the phone.
We got him.
Nathan
We
Carter.
got him.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The one that is always so kind.
Congratulations, Nathan.
Thank you. Well, thank y'all very much. I appreciate that.
Nathan, you've got that band of banshees you run around with. And
Yes, ma'am.
you guys had a heck of a rodeo, hung in there all the way through, and it wasn't
Thank you.
wasn't winning every event, but you were consistent. So I would explain kind of how Waurika was, how it kind of was split
Well,
Friday and Saturday. So go ahead, tell me your plan.
Well, those guys and I go to a bunch of them, and we always have the same plan. We don't try to beat anybody, but we just try not to beat ourselves.
Sure.
Seems like if you really go at them, it's good. But you stump your toe one time, it doesn't make a dang. If you win 3 events, you got no time.
Mm-hmm.
It sure sets you back. So there's only so much you can do with what you draw, whether it's your bronc or what you're sorting or what you're roping. And so anyway, it's the old
chips
saying,
fell,
smooth is fast.
you bet, Nathan, and the chips fell. And it is kind of hard, and kind of my way of thinking, I don't know if it's yours, Nathan, but when you got 1 dares, what I mean by that, when you turn and burn, it's done. It's kind of hard because it's gauged off that first event. And Waylon came out, stuck it to him on a good horse, kind of a little stayed there, bogged down right outside the chutes, dropped his head a lot. We didn't even see its head come up until Waylon was halfway down the pin. But that's where it gauges it to me, and then the momentum
right.
carries. Nathan, is that kind of what you think?
Absolutely, and it doesn't make a dang what event it is, but that kind of sets the mood for the rest of the rodeo, and it's hard if you stump your toe right out of the box to kind of gather yourself and your wits and go on. But it sure helps when you got Waylon and Bronco in the first event, because
absolutely,
if he just draws anything at all, the rest of it, I'm not too worried about that part.
Well, and he did draw good, and Don Reno had a really good, consistent pin. And so kudos to Don and Mark, because it was so cold there. It was very freezing.
It was very even. It was very even, and everybody they drew something good, and they kind of put it on the bronc riders then.
Yes, they did. And everyone had a pretty good horse, and we had a few that kind of gassed out, but the way that Waylon did it, he drew one that he can get some good scores on and good style points, and he knocked that. But in the doctrine and in the sorting, the cattle were, I don't know, like a bunch of women in the bathroom.
Tough.
They just
Sure.
couldn't peel them apart. It was
well, and that goes back to what we're talking about, especially in the sorting events. If you really go at them and you're not quiet and kind of just sneak through that herd, they'll tell on you. You'll flush one, and it's in no time. So especially in anything we got to sort, when those things acting the way they were, we just tried to go smooth and do it.
And he did. Waylon went in there real steady. And it also plays, Craig and everyone listening, it also plays a difference on the team in front of you. The team in front of you can totally jack stuff up. If they're not smooth and easy, I've seen it where a team goes in there and they splat everywhere and everything's radical, and the next team comes in and they're trying to go real easy. That horse snorts. The next thing you know, no time. And
You're
then it
right. I
takes
mean,
a
if
bit.
they see daylight on the line,
Yeah, they're gone.
and
They're gone.
that's it. That's it. Yes, ma'am.
Nathan, just looking at the score sheet on the sorting, 13 no times.
Yeah, it was tough.
13.
And that's
It
Friday
was
and
tough.
Saturday,
Yes.
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, you guys came in third in that event, just over a minute, and it sounds like with that herd, y'all were getting it done. To me, is what it sounds like.
Well, and the way James Golson settled those cattle, there's a cowboy selling those cattle, and it does make a
You
difference.
bet.
It does really, truly make a difference on how you're in that sorting event, how those cattle are settled, and if the cattle have been around horses before. You
It
can
helps.
tell that
It
thing
helps.
real quick.
It helps.
So, Nathan, you guys rocked it. Welcome to the next journey and the next step. And you
Thank
punched your
y'all. Thank you
ticket.
very much.
And very proud of you. And I'm glad it was great to see Reese and everyone and Slick's eyes. I hope his eyes were like the big of like $50. He was like, "What's going on? What are we doing?" Anyway.
Oh
it
yeah.
was good.
Oh yeah. Well, we appreciate that, y'all, and we appreciate Waurika for putting on such a good rodeo,
Yes, sir.
and for everybody having us, and great organization that we're very proud to be a part of.
Yep, and if you see my yaks, which if you listen, you'll understand. I left my yaks in Waurika. It was so cold there that.
Apparently, Nathan, Casey, and I are in a side business on yaks. I don't quite know where that.
Well, I went to Reese because we went on side businesses before, but he was like, "No way, I'm not doing that one." Yeah, so
You bet.
yeah. But anyway, it's a funny. All right, we'll talk to you later, Nathan. Stay warm.
All
It's
right.
very
Y'all have a good
cold.
day.
You bet.
Oh, isn't it though?
It's so cold. I can see you from here drinking your coffee.
Thank y'all.
Bye, Nathan.
See you, Nathan.
Thanks,
Congrats.
Nathan.
Bye bye. Thank you.
He's
You
like,
should have seen.
yak business. What the heck? Is that?
You should have seen.
Go back and watch it, Nathan. You'll get
So
it.
Waylon sorted out in the sorting, and his horse was just like on roller skates. All the
Waylon rides
horses-
good horse
yes,
flesh.
he
and
does.
That's why, I mean, top hand, you can't argue with that. He's
No,
solid.
no, and so all the horses that sorted in there, they brought in their top guns because those cattle were real fleshy. Okay, that means bigger cattle, but it was hot, freezing cold. I mean, and so those horses had to be calm and collected and been able to see one before, and those cattle have had to see a horse before. And when that mixture comes together, it makes good watching.
Mm-hmm.
It makes really good watching.
Tough watching, but good watching.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I was. Then the crickets. Every once in a while,
Same
the
crickets. They're hard to herd, I tell you what.
Do you know I saw a sign going that said a noodling competition? And I was like, who the heck eats soup? I mean, I know it's cold, but who eats soup when it's so cold outside?
You're
It's
from
for
New Mexico, aren't you?
catfish.
Yeah, you're from New Mexico.
I was like, well, you bring your own noodles and everyone has a cookout?
Yes. Yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I found out when
Deep
I asked
fried
the
are
guy
pretty
at the
Deep fried.
I asked the guy at the hotel as we
You need to go noodling
Put,
sometime.
put a little lemon on
It's
it.
a whole deal. Ask Dale Brisby. He knows all about that noodling.
Dale is probably really cold this morning too.
Yeah.
It's cold out there.
Wichita
Sorry.
Falls and Moriarty. I want to see you dressed in your cold gear. Somebody's got to get pictures of her. Are you going to one of
well,
those?
no, but when I go to Arizona,
Yes. Make sure you pack all that stuff up.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all think. It's so funny. It is so my ear's been frostbite before, so it's really sore. So it's like, I don't know where are you?
I don't
can't-
know. I don't know.
You're so
I
tan.
don't know where you've been. But hey, come November,
Swimsuit weather.
yeah, swimsuit
Yeah,
weather
yeah.
probably.
Well,
That's right.
seeing that I don't own. Everybody, don't worry. I know you're like, oh my gosh, she's gonna wear a swimsuit next. Oh my gosh.
If Casey Hooper was to show up in a swimsuit next episode, we might destroy the internet. It would break.
Oh, can you say Chewbacca?
Mark Zuckerberg would not know what hit him. He'd be like, guys, why is the whole internet broken today?
Because Lewis and Clark and all our beaver hides are in that thing in there. That's why. Okay, Craig.
Hey,
Well,
on a serious note,
What,
let's
are we
talk a
not
little bit
serious?
of championship.
Yeah. Everything's gone.
Friday and Saturday, guys, amazing. Saturday sold out in 4 days. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me?
Yep.
Now, what this means is you guys that are wanting to come to the rodeo, you still have Thursday, Sunday. There's still time,
well,
go
that's
get your
good
Thursdays
watching
and
because
Sundays.
that's your
And the youth
first
range
and
rodeo.
last.
Yep.
And you got
You
your
got the
youth
youth,
ranch
yep.
rodeo Saturday afternoon. But if you're in town and you haven't been able to get those other 2 nights, we've got watch parties in the Grand Plaza, on site, bars, food, all that.
And I told you I'd throw dirt on them.
Yep.
Sit at the big screen, sit with your peeps and hang out. So get a watch party ticket.
Yep.
If you haven't, I mean, that's a good way to still
Well, we got the
be
youth.
in town.
The youth are just like watching the.
Yeah.
I mean, they're tough.
Yeah, and those tickets, I just foresee those going quickly here in the future too.
You know, it's
Like
humbling.
the bigger
They're
they
starting
get.
to-
Yep.
Yeah.
It's humbling, but I really wish we had just about 500 more seats. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, we need several more seats.
I know, but
that's a
if
whole
we
other
could just
topic.
take 500 more,
Yeah.
then I can get all our people that's helping us feed our yaks
Yeah.
during this time of year, give them a place to go.
It's amazing right now the amount of support we're getting on ticket sales.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for that. If you haven't got yours, there's still ways
They're
to watch the
looking for
rodeo.
a place to come where it's
Some people, I
warmer.
think, would probably prefer the watch party. I'm glad you're doing that. That's a lot of people probably just want to hang out inside there
Yeah.
and get to talk to their buddies, and
I've got a lot
you
of
can
dirt
kind of
to haul in there.
socialize in there at the same time, not like you're
thinking
stuck
of
in a seat. So
Capturing
Right.
dirt and just put it in. Yeah, I told them that I'd
Mhm.
bring dirt to them into that watch party.
Yeah. Casey's gonna walk around just throwing dirt on people
Yes.
randomly.
Well, it's part of the experience,
kinda
right?
like
You
a
wanna get
4D
little
kinda
brown dirt.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
walk around and go, hey,
She's gonna shake some chairs and throw some dirt on them.
Well, I think that is the way. I mean, because people want that action. I'll get them as close as I
I
can.
tell you what, we could probably
Sell the dirt.
sell the dirt.
There's places
Casey.
that sell air,
I tell you
Yeah.
what,
and in November it's
we
so
might
hot.
could maybe
that-
market a few yaks while we're there.
I do,
Yeah.
and there's a couple I want to visit with you about. That
Okay,
got some-
got a few on the hook.
yeah, you need. They got mastitis. You got to get them milking.
You got 2 rodeos this weekend in Wichita Falls, where it'll still be cold, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, I
Uh,
got to tell Peyton to chain up.
And Moriarty, New Mexico, right?
Yeah, and
You got
it's
2 this weekend.
and
Yeah.
it's kind of Frio there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, lots of action this weekend. Download the app. Got the app up and running.
Yes, it's back rolling. Got
That
all
app
the
took a
information.
digger, blew its hocks out, and we had to go ahead and.
Yeah, it got injections. It's
Yeah,
back.
it's
It's
back.
back in the running.
Excellent. And
It's like you're on
WRCA.org.
crack.
He didn't know what we're talking about.
I see
I'm
you
just
getting
playing along.
tickets. I see
He's
you
like,
getting
yeah.
tickets. I
Yeah.
see you getting tickets.
Great, it's good to see
Rope
you,
and crickets.
Stan. Good to see you, my
We had
friend.
to tell Lehman how to get here.
Yeah.
He
I
only
lost
along.
shows up
My
because he
Google
was
map.
freezing and there was a heater in
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Yep, they had the heater blowing when we got here. Yep.
Craig, will you enter a noodling contest with me?
No.
No,
Have you ever noodled?
I have. Yeah, Red River.
You,
Back
they
in the
don't, we
day.
don't have catfish in Red River.
Oh yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, the Red River by where you're from.
Not your Red River, our Red River. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Horselick.
Big-
Horselick.
What, Casey? Horselick?
Horselick. And
Cricket lick.
like
Cricket lick.
Cricket on TRR Craig's Wonderful Ride.
Danielle, I'm getting an email from Danielle after this. I know I am. I just can feel
Why?
it.
We're not doing anything bad.
we could come up with all kinds for them to work on. Mouse lick and all kinds of stuff.
Yaklet. Yaklet.
Yak lick.
We
I'm
do.
not looking
Hey,
yet.
Danielle, we do need some.
They probably, I mean,
Yeah,
the
no,
supplements
yak-
probably work on
Yaks
the yak.
are. I'm serious. There's money in yaks.
Oh, yeah.
Danielle, I need some of that for some yaks.
There you
So
go.
we'll
Some
do
yak supplements.
All right.
You milk yaks, you know that. Yak milk.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's real low fat content.
Are you calling me fat?
It's happening.
Peace out, G Money. Adios.
Appreciate
See you
y'all.
later.
Thanks for listening. Yep. She's dying to get it off. Get out of here. You made it way longer. I didn't think she's going to make it that long.
And it is hotter than all Hades in here without
Yeah.
all that
This
stuff
is
on.
actually better than it was yesterday.
What in the world?
Yeah. They've
I
actually
feel like
got
I'm
it
back
running.
in my house.
Did you turn
Yeah.
the heater on? The heater's on.
What? Oh, boy.
Now
got
you
all
turn
your
the
notes?
heater on. Now you turn the heater on.